Hello, gamers. Welcome back to Speedrun, the fast-talking video game podcast where we talk about basically anything that's weird and or retro that interests us.
I was going to say that started out very sultry. That started out very velveteen, and then we got back to the usual energy. Should we try that again, or do you want to keep that one?
I think I'm going to keep that one. I like that.
All right.
Hi, welcome to the Sultry Gamers podcast.
You're Jamie. I'm Jazzie. What are we talking about?
Are we having Bayonetta do the ASMR roleplay of her telling us her very complicated Applebee's to-go order?
Listen, before I unwrap my very complicated Starbucks to-go order, what are we talking about today?
Today's video, or today's podcast, I should say, I've had YouTubing on the mind, as always, was actually sent to us via email by FireDread. Hi, Jamie and Jazzie. Can you talk about pay-to-win games next episode? I don't know what episode that was sent after, but this is this episode, and let's talk about pay-to-win games.
Jamie, as you know, I am a huge MMORPG fanatic.
Indeed you are. I'm starting the timer, by the way.
Awesome, great. MMOs have been my favorite genre of gaming literally since I was about 7 or 8 when I started with RuneScape Classic, which back in 2003, that is the version of RuneScape that had the 2D sprites that rotated like Doom in a very rudimentary, barely 3D polygonal environment. It was amazing. And then I was in the beta for RuneScape 2 when that was open beta, and then I've helped alpha test Elder Scrolls Online. I helped beta test Link Realms and World of Warcraft, and I am deeply entrenched in MMOs. They are the games that I believe have some of the most egregious examples of pay to win in them. And then I know you're going to talk about mobile games, so I'm going to come at this from the MMO perspective. Now, pay to win is when you, the player, are able to directly purchase power with real-world money and not with in-game currency. Whether that be very, direct, or I'll phrase it this way. A lot of people see a difference between going to a cash shop and buying the plus 50 sword of you. Oh, I'm going to have to bleep that. The plus 50 sword of heck you versus
Of forget you
of forget you versus on EVE Online buying an item called the Plex with your money, selling it on the in-game marketplace, and then getting ISK, which is an in-game currency, and then buying. That is seen as a little bit different. So we're talking about directly buying power or potions or anything that improves, quote, your gaming experience directly with money that gives you an edge over everyone else. And this is such a problem in MMO games because a lot of MMOs have very specific PvP elements to them. And some of them even have full loot PvP, which means that when you die, all of your items hit the floor along with your body. And if someone paid to have an advantage over you, they can kill you, take all your stuff, simply because they paid more money than you. A lot of people say that trading card games are pay to win by design, and I think they're technically correct in saying that. You're not going to, if you're playing Magic and someone has a really expensive deck that is very, very efficient and consistent, you're not going to have a great time with a stack of commons that you just opened up booster packs. And right. In regards to MMOs, I think the most egregious example of this is a game called Black Gold by Snail Software. And I don't think it's still online in the West, but it was I saw it at the bottom shelf of the PC game section of GameStop, so it's going to be good.
Oh, absolutely.
So I installed it, I turned it on, and then I realized that in order to loot enemies, you have to pay a microtransaction. You have to buy keys to loot bodies in an MMO RPG, where the whole point of the game is to grind for loot. What? And also,
What?
I'm dead serious. Even worse is a game, Lineage 2, which, if you don't know about Lineage, it was one of the games that Richard Garriott helped on after Ultima Online. It was produced by Jake Song, published by NCSoft, and is easily one of the highest grossing MMOs in the world. Like, I think it might even dwarf World of Warcraft a little bit, but no one talks about it because it's huge in Korea and not in the Western world.
Right.
Lineage 2 is so painfully overinflated. It's like Gaia Online levels of inflated. So
Jesus.
if you start the game now, there's almost no shot you'll be able to grind enough currency in order to get like a decent set of armor. So you just buy it outright from the company. No big deal. A lot of people know me as a person that harps on and waxes romantic on Ultima Online. Even EA, of course, the people who bought Origin and then Mythic, and now through a series of mergers and everything have Ultima Online in their greedy hands. The current developers, Broadsword, put up the Ultima Store. I have feelings about the Ultima Store. Namely,
You're at time, but please go into it because I'm very curious.
all right, this is my last point. They put up a item that you can buy for $20, and it is the, quote, deluxe starter set. And in it is a bunch of like currencies that comes out to around like 1 or 2 mil GP in Ultima Online currency, depending on what server you're on. But what you get is a suit of armor that has maxed resistances, mana, super fast mana regeneration, no reagents required to cast spells, swing speed increase, and just defense chance. Just like every good stat you could want on armor that you could spend months crafting, you can just buy. And it's called the starter kit. And
oh, yikes.
yeah, no. So I have a big problem with MMOs that like sell power as a way to either skip gameplay or make you infinitely more powerful than if you didn't pay, because it devalues not only people's time, it also devalues the developer's effort that they put into the game and put into the art. If it was intended to be a game or art in the first place. Time. Your turn.
Okay. So, as I start my timer, I think that's a really interesting slant to come out at it with, because usually when I think of pay-to-win games, my thoughts are either mobile games or games that you get from like PSN or the Nintendo eShop that are basically mobile games, right?
Yeah.
I think the most egregious example is Clash of Clans, or what is it now? Clash Royale? Is that what it is?
Like Clash of Kings? I don't know.
Back in my day, when I was in high school,
Back
it was
in my
Clash of
day
Clans.
before I was crushing candy.
Back in my day, when I still had hope. And just a full stop. But that Clash of Clans, I think it was, goodness, my senior year of high school, it became the big thing everyone was playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to get into it, but basically, it's like, oh, you can play completely for free. Oh, but some of the actual good stuff you'd want to build for like your little base area, because basically it's like, build a base and then raid other people's bases to like level up and stuff.
Right.
As you level up more, some of the stuff you need to build can literally take a week of real world time to build. Unless, of course, you spend real world money for in-game currency, but not the basic in-game currency, but a special in-game currency that you can only buy with real world money to speed it up.
Or you can watch an ad. Wink.
I don't even remember if they had that option. And I remember there are a few other games like this. And I really don't have too much to say about them other than these games may be free to play, but in my eyes, they're worthless.
It's true. You
Just
know one
garbage.
game that does free to play pretty darn well? A mobile game at that?
What's that?
I actually really enjoy Tsum Tsum, which is I'm not sure if you're
The
familiar
Disney
with
one?
the Disney one.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Elliot loves Tsum Tsum.
It's so fun. And not only that, it showers you in currency. And it's one of those games where it's kind of like Candy Crush, where you're given a certain number of hearts, and that's the number of attempts. You can buy like hearts that basically will set you up for casual play, and you don't even have to think about it for like a couple bucks. And even then, you can play it completely for free and get really stinking good at it, and not even think about giving it money. Same thing a long time ago when Hasbro put out the My Little Pony like Ponyville building game.
Yeah.
In high school, I maxed that all the way out. When the max level was 50, I got to the gold cap and the gem cap and all the buildings, all by waiting like a week in real time to build things. And it was nuts because at that time I was used to EVE Online, where in order to level up one skill, it takes a week real world time of you logged out of the game. So I was already with this. And then on the other side, we have the Harry Potter mobile game, where it's just like,
Yikes.
oh no, your student is being attacked by vines. And it's like, that's already pretty sus to begin with. But you have to wait 8 hours, or you can pay to free them. It's just like, F it, I'll just wait 8 hours.
You know what I think is the best example of a mobile game that just gets it right for me? And it's a shame because it was really huge at launch, but it's so much better now than it was at launch.
What's that?
Pokemon Go.
You are so right. Go off. And this will be the last thing. It's so good.
I'm not just saying this because my nephew, Hi Dean, he's turning 5 in a couple days at the recording of this.
Hi, Dean.
Hi. He's really into Pokemon now. He's not like, he's still learning how to read and stuff, but like he can play Pokemon Go right on my sister's phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Pokemon Go is it's like, yeah, you can buy Pokeballs, or you can make me get off my big fat gamer tush.
Gamer tush.
And walk down to the park and check out some Pokestops and stuff. I literally got to know my neighborhood originally just by looking for Pokestops and Pokemon Go originally.
That's awesome.
It's so good, and the only thing that's related I have an issue with is I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's great. There should be no need for microtransactions to ever be in a AAA game. We are at time. Ubisoft, get on my level.
Oof. And we are at time. That was a good episode.
That was a very good episode. I'm feeling hyped. I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling really good. You know what I'm feeling hyped and excited for?
You're about to have some good dinner.
I'm about to have some sausage, and there's some mushrooms in there too. It's going to be real good.
I have while you're doing that, I'm going to try something pretty neat downstairs. I bought some ginger candies, some like ginger chews from a store, so I'm excited to see how they taste. I've never had them before.
Excellent. With that, I will see you in a couple minutes, and I'll see all the listeners in a week.
Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. Back us on Patreon on the Stuff We Play Patreon, patreon.com/StuffWePlay. Subscribe to Stuff We Play on YouTube. Join us on Discord. And if you have ideas for future episodes, you can email us either at jamie@stuffweplay.com or jazzie@stuffweplay.com. See you next time.
Bye.